It is late spring at the Mages College, and it smells like it. uh, Cut grass from the lower quad. You can smell wafting in through the windows. If someone looks out, they would see someone with a scythe, really getting close to the ground, cutting the grass. Um, there you can smell breakfast smells wafting up. There's a particular electric mineral scent that some of you associate with magic spells sometimes happening. Um, Outside the window, if someone were to look out, the daffodils that were yellow last night turned orange again overnight. Um, Through the east-facing glass in the rooms you're in, the sun is just starting to clear the Drakenhorn. The mountain is a black silhouette against the pale gold. The whole sky behind it is the color of the inside of a peach. The light coming sideways across the campus, and long, warm bars that make everything look briefly important. Some of you didn't sleep great. The dreams have been coming in pieces, the way dreams sometimes do when they're carrying more than they can hold. Some of you have dreamt of Dambor or something shaped like him, somewhere that isn't anywhere you guys, but somehow is in your old childhood bedroom, but it's someone else's room. Or others of you have dreamed of a mountain made of stone that's too soft, or a light that blinks on and off, but you can't find the source. Others dream of sheep who dance while their teeth fall out. The feeling as each of you wake, though, as you look around, Fjorkin does not entirely wake, as the obvious look of forgetting flashback is on his face. The feeling, though, is not so much as being someone else entirely, but it's somewhere that doesn't have a word yet. You each rise and get your day going. Some of you eat the food provided for you. Some of you sharpen your blades, or make sure your pack is ready to go. The campus around the hall is still fairly quiet when there is a knock at the door.
I'm gonna quick move all my ball bearings and everything out of the way from the door and take the bell off, so that way the person who comes in doesn't trip.
Okay. Cayman's excuse me. Cayman's assistant, his name is Wendolyn Och, is on the landing outside the door next to a crate that seems far too large for him to have carried up the stairs himself. Spots of ink actually cover his right arm to like the mid forearm. He has an apron on, and there's a small tin container sitting on the crate. As you open the door, he enters without waiting for a welcome. He gestures offhandedly at the crate as it floats through the door and sets itself next to the table. He gestures again, the top swings off, and 5 stacks of supplies float out onto the tabletop, each with a name slipped: Corvril, Fjorkin, Dambor, Martok, Grom. Did I say Dambor? I meant to say whoever I didn't say. Not Dambor. Jorgen. I didn't say Jorgen. Doesn't say Dambor. He looks up, nods once, and opens his tin, eating something crumbly from within it. Around chewing, he says, "Here are the items you requested, or at least most of them." As he runs to the inventory, confirming the receipt per character, there's a bedroll for each of you, a cold weather kit. He says, "For this late in spring, I know this seems like overkill. Take them anyway. 3 to 4 days, 4 days rations, and 1 oil flask." Who's taking that again?
I mean, I can take more. I've already got 2.
Okay. Hands you a sealed basic poison vial. Make sure you have that. Martok, you get chainmail that's already been broken in well. Corvril gets a potion of cold resistance. As you pick it up, he just says, "Hey, don't drink it just because you're chilly. Save it until you really need it." And each of you also gets one per person, a basic lowest level healing potion.
We need to add
Just
these
to
to our inventory.
Yeah. He looks around and he says, unfortunately, there are no sending stones available. Mistress Korvek took the last pair for her membrane work, finding your companion. I'm sorry. We'll have to learn what you've learned when you get back. He reaches in his pocket and pulls out a sealed letter. Is one of you willing to take this?
I reach out and take it.
Greg, you're muted. Greg, you're muted. I saw your mouth moving before Josh's, though.
I said I'll take it.
Okay. Hands it to you. He says, this is for the matron of the Veiled Dream, where you're headed on Nana's watch. Don't break the seal. She'll know it, and breaking it will read as bad faith. Hand it to her, not to anyone else. Takes another bite of the crumbly thing out of his tin and sets it back down on the now closed crate. As he
we may have put this stuff in our pack the last round, because now I have like 2 potions of healing, 2 basic poisons.
I definitely have my armor already.
You do have your armor? Okay.
Yeah.
Whatever you just added tonight, remove it. Whatever. I'll trust you guys. The door opens and the door opens again, I should say, and Cayman walks in as well with his coat over his arm. He takes a piece of the shortbread out of Wen's tin and eats it in one bite. When, without even looking, just nods his head. He said, Cayman asks, are they set? He nods without looking up, and Cayman turns to the rest of you as Wen leaves the room, the crate behind him following him. He says, so, how was your night's sleep? How was your night's sleep?
Many dreams.
I slept like a baby.
He goes, I feel like the many dreams is going to be probably a pattern for a few days, at least. So let's start on the bigger picture and we'll work towards the specifics. So I'm still working on Eraton. She made some inquiries with their circle of transmutation and their circle of evocation, of the heads of those circles that Corvril and I saw speaking with her yesterday morning. She also put in a request to the Department of Ethical Arcana, looking into some old records from the school. What I've noticed is they have been slower with her requests than they would be for someone here on full Tallerwald authority. It's worth noticing. She came in kind of dragging Garrick like he was worth bringing, and she hasn't tried to use her old rank once, it seems. There were some representatives also of Governor Tridge that showed up yesterday to meet with the provost. He didn't look or ask for her at all. I'm not sure what that's about, but it seems like things might be moving quicker than we had hoped. So I'll be watching out. I should know more by the time you get back. Garrick specifically, I have no read on him. So far, it seems like he's not speaking to anyone. I don't know if he can't or if he's choosing not to. And I'm going to watch him and Ton for a while, but I'm going to leave him alone for now. He stops for a second, his head moving to, you can see his thoughts moving to a separate topic. If they leave before you get back, what would you like me to do? Just let him go?
Can you detain them?
Unless I have evidence that they've done something here at the college.
Detain. I thought you said, "Can you entertain them?" And I was like, "I wonder where this is going."
Distract them for like a month.
Unless I have some evidence that they have done something that warrants the guard detaining them, I think it will show our hand more than letting them continue on and seeing if we can find out where they go.
Are you going to find out where they go?
We can try.
Heyman, sir, why are you helping us so much?
Why am I helping you? Well, as you and I discussed yesterday, I have a vested emotional interest in helping you in particular. I also, from what you have shared and what I know of what is going on in the Jewel Run, I and Mistress Korvac, I know, are also interested in curtailing or slowing down whatever Governor Tridge is doing. So it is both strategic. It is also that you are part of what it seems you are prioritizing is finding the one of the people that rescued you and me from Cram Dammit in Captain Pango. And
you do.
I'm just interested to see where this is going to go.
Can you do an insight roll for me and let me know if I have any reason to distrust the things that he's been saying to me lately?
Sure. It is weird that. Do you have a -1 in insight? Is that right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oh, you saw it. I'm going to do a different one.
No, I mean, I didn't see it, but...
Is it not showing up on my screen?
I mean, it might. I saw
okay.
It's real small.
Okay. Good. As you think back over the things that you've heard him say and the things that you know and the things that you suspect, you get the feeling that he may come to different conclusions than you on best courses, on causes, but that you don't get any feeling that he has been dishonest with you.
All right, I'm gonna pull out Garrick's amulet. Okay. You all can disagree if you want, and I won't do this, but I'd like to trade this amulet for something that's of great importance to you, because we don't know what this magic item does, but it's Garrick's amulet. If you want to find out more about Garrick, walk around with this thing and see what his reaction is, because he's going to know that we had it, and you can talk about how you found this on the dead body of some low-level soldiers.
Okay. We can.
But I need I need the something of worth to you to trade as a token of trust.
Like a ring of protection?
I love Ring of Protections. I think something more personal might be helpful. So we just, because this is our only lead to what Garrick is. So it's giving up a lot for us.
He stops for a second. You can see him thinking. He reaches in his inner pocket, and as he does, you hear the jangle of metal against metal. Almost the sound of coins. But when he pulls his hand out, he has 2 keys on a ring. He pries them apart, pulls one off, and closes it, and holds out a key to you. And he says, "This is a key to my home. Not my cell here, not my dorm cell here, not my office." He looks pointedly at you, Corvorel, and says, "My home."
Can you spell his name for me?
Kaman.
Okay, I'll take it and hand him the amulet.
Okay. He says, what I've given you in that key is a way of getting to me in my most vulnerable place. A place that I have only ever had 2 visitors for any length of time, and 5 others that came and kicked one of them out. Again, looks at you pointedly, Corvorel. This will allow you into my home. It will allow you past my traps. It will allow you to enter my inner sanctum. Depending on how we are able to move forward, it may be yours to keep, or I may ask it back of you after this this journey. It sounds like you've. And he looks. He goes, "Well, I have this, so it seems like it's sufficient." But he puts that in his pocket. He says, "I will see what I can find out about it as well."
Where do we find your home?
He again looks at Corvorel and says, "Corvorel can get you there."
I look at Corvorel and say, "Corvorel, can you actually get us there?"
I look at Cayman. I'm a little bit confused. Also, I don't audibly say it. I don't even really whisper it, but I kind of mouth like to him, "Are you sure?" Like,
he says, I'm sure of you, and I feel like I'm sure of you, and I have faith in the company that you choose to keep.
I look at I kind of do a side glance at Jordan, just like a stern look at Jordan.
Okay. Says, okay. Cayman, you notice, sets down a cup of tea on the table that none of you remember him picking up or walking in with, for that matter. He goes, okay, so south of town, there's a fork where the road splits. It says Heroes Vale to the east, Leondery to the southwest. Between the two of those, not on either of them, there's a foot track that climbs into the trees. It has a marker. It'll just be an arrow with like I think a snowflake on it. Nothing else. That's your road. It says it'll take you until afternoon to get to the den that we've talked about at the hollow's mouth. He picks up the tea again. He goes, on the other side of the hollow, you'll come to a town called Tersberg. Tersseberg. It sits high on Nana's lower slopes. You'll see it before you reach it. 2 hours of climbing above Tersberg is the sisters' compound. You'll be received there. You have the letter that Wen provided for you. You will not necessarily be welcomed, so behave as guests, not as scholars. Bring me back what they say. Not what you think it means. The interpretation I will help you with, but bring me back what they say. Each of you, the way this works is each of you will be able to ask one question, or you'll need to choose carefully. The sisters answer what is asked of them, not what you wish you would ask. He looks at you, Jorgen in particular. He says, I have one question in particular I want you to put to the sisters. I mean, you can choose when the moment comes to ask what you will. But you can ask, I would ask that one of you, and I think you in particular, either ask them, where does Bill Pengo dream? Or what took Bill Pengo? One question will look for the man. The other one would look for the wound where he was taken.
I'm going to need you to repeat that. I'm
Yeah.
trying to bring up my computer's slow to bring out notes.
Okay. Either ask them where Bill Pengo dreams or what actually took him. He says, I trust that maybe you will know a more useful question by that time. By the time you're standing in front of the matron. He sets down the cup again, kind of gathering for what feels like the final time before he wraps up what he's planned. He says, the hollow is not long. If it was a normal hollow, a normal pass, you'd be through in 2 or 3 hours. And thinking about lunch on the other side. It's not a normal hollow. It is the quickest way for you to get there, but it is not a normal hollow. You will need to move slow. Pay attention to your steps. After you really get into the trees, make sure you stay on the path. If something happens there that you don't understand, he stops, pauses, as if he's choosing words carefully. He says, if something happens that you don't understand, I would suggest that you don't make it worse by being loud about it. You'll be to Nana's watch in a day and a half if the hollow is kind. 2 if it isn't. Do you have any questions?
Are we to meet Gat Parody?
Yes. Gat Parody would be he has a home at the where the hollow becomes not a normal hollow. It's he has his home built at the last quarter mile of safety. I would suggest you stop in at his den for a meal, maybe some wisdom from him as well. Cayman has done all that stuff, gave you instructions, answered some questions. He's asked if you have any more questions, though.
How are you going to get back in contact with us?
He says, yes, the sending stones. He says that was something that I had hoped to be able to have a resolution for today, but I don't. I would suggest that some of you ask a question about the state of the Jewel Run and the Tallerwald Elite as well. I recognize that there are questions about Dambor. There are questions about Grom's father. There's questions about Grom Dammit. There's all sorts of questions, and you will all have 5 opportunities to ask questions, assuming Fjorkin is able to be verbal by the time you arrive there.
Each have 5? Or we each have 1,
what?
totaling 5?
You each have 1. There's a total of 5 of you.
Okay.
If you find that it is more that time is short and you need to get back to Jewel Run quickly, then perhaps returning through the hollow is your best bet. Remember, we are the reason you're going through the hollow and not taking the long route is because of the pace at which the Tallerwald is engaging into Jewel Run. The Tallerwald Elite and Governor Tridge. You will have to make a decision at that point whether or not you're going to return through the hollow or take the longer route around. He thinks for a moment. He says, if you are willing to wait a few extra days, there's a town, like I said, Tersburg, that is below the sisters. You may be able to stay there, or find some other way of lodging. Otherwise, so I could send a messenger. He says, I think our courier is due back here in 4 days. He could be there again 2 after that. It's up to you.
Anybody have opinions?
I missed it all.
Basically, there's a place there's a town directly below Nana's Watch that you might be able to stay in, Tersburg, that you'll have to pass through on the way to Nana's Watch. You could, as you get answers, the responses to your questions, you may decide that you need to get back more quickly and brave the hollow, or wait another couple days for my courier to meet you in Tersburg after you spend time at Nana's Watch getting the response from the Sisters of the Veiled Tree.
So what you're saying
Basically,
is we either come back to you or we wait in that town for your letter.
Yes, but I should know now what you're planning on doing.
But you're saying that we won't know what to do until we get there.
Precisely. Should I send the courier by way of Detweiler Hollow, or should I send him by the longer route around?
Yeah, you
I-
know so much more about this than we do. What would you suggest?
I think it entirely or he thinks for a moment. He says, I think what we're going to have to do is when you get your answers, you are going to have to decide which route you're going to take. What I will do is I will send my. He thinks for a moment. He goes, I have another errand that I need to send our messenger by or on to Leon Dory, which the road to Leon Dory is the longer route to that you could take to go to Tersburg as well. What I could do.
I'm really sorry. My daughter is losing her mind, and my wife needs help.
Okay, do what you need. I could send my courier to meet you at the crossroads at Leon Dory, or to do a dead drop there of any information that I have. What I'm not going to be able to do is get any information back from you any quicker than your own feet.
Really trying here. I'm confused where Leon Dory is.
He says, Leon Dory. So where we are, Tersburg is pretty much directly south over the ridge, directly south of us. You have to go through Detweiler Hollow, which we've talked about not being the safest route. Over the ridge, that ridge leads to Nana's Watch. Tersburg is also up on that ridge, just below Nana's Watch. If you go southwest on the west side of the ridge and Nana's Watch, the road there leads down to Leon Dory. From Tersburg, if you go south and go through a valley passage, it will meet with that road going to Leon Dory. So basically, you will almost have to go all the way down to Leon Dory to come back here, which Leon Dory, because if I remember correctly, Leon Dory, I actually have this written down in my notes. Leon Dory is about 40 miles southwest of here. It will take you probably 2 days from Tersburg to Leon Dory. It will take you another 2 days from Leon Dory here.
And it doesn't make sense to go through Detweiler Hollow again. Is that correct? That's just too dangerous.
It is going to, you are going to have to Detweiler Hollow's danger tends to be personal. My courier can make it through Detweiler Hollow every time. Because he has traveled through it enough times, he knows exactly the way to go. He knows what to do, what not to do, and how to get through there perfectly. I had a colleague that I used to work with that also would travel to Nana's Watch through Detweiler Hollow. She was also able to get through there every time. The one time I tried, I turned back because it seemed like too much of a danger for me in this form. We may do this. You may get yourself into Detweiler Hollow and decide that the longer route is the better route for you. Though I think the time is pressing enough to get the answers we can get to get you there as quickly as possible. Here's what I will do. at the crossroads where the road, it'll be, I believe, about 2 miles north of Leondori is a crossroads where the road from Tersburg meets up with the road from Gladglade to Leondori. I will instruct my courier to leave my assistant Wen's tin of shortbread there, hidden at the base of the road sign there. Whatever I need to tell you will have to be encoded. We don't have time at this point to figure out a code. I will figure out what I can do to make it clear to you what you need to know if you go that direction.
Make it in 3 different languages: Orc, Thieves' Cant, and Elvish.
So more people can interpret it rather than fewer.
Not 3 full things, but like different words are in the 3 different languages.
Hi, Amy. Everyone wave to Amy. That's Fia waving as well.
Thanks for the steak. Yeah, I'll be.
Okay. I'll figure out something. That may be what I do. We'll figure out some way of communicating what that is. Although, you still may get down from Nana's watch and decide that braving the hollow will be your best bet.
You could just use a spell. There's a spell for this, and only the people who can write it, only the people that you want to be able to read it can read it.
He goes, yes. Okay. He goes, I don't know why I didn't think of the magical option, but yes, we'll take care of that. I'll take care of that. He goes,
in any case, we will have to come back here, correct, to meet with you.
I would prefer
give you the answers.
I would prefer that if there is something that is absolutely pressing that you must do, I understand. But it will
do you have any
hinder...
plans? Do you have any plans to be gone from Gladglade in the near future?
He says, no, I was in Kingsport near Muffindale recently. I'm still compiling the findings from that. Matter of fact, if your dwarf friend wasn't in the state he was in, I might have a question or two for him regarding his pendant that he has around his neck at this point. But yeah, I have no plans on leaving. I think the next time I leave to go into the field for research is not for another month or two after the new year. The new year happens on the first day of summer, by the way, just so you know.
Oh.
It's called Abenduft. It's in not very long from now. It's in, I think, 20, let me think. It is in 42 days. You're like exactly halfway through spring right now, essentially. Okay. He says, well,
can you actually draw us a it's not going to be a perfect map, but can you draw us a vague map with major landmarks so we can use that to get to where we're going?
Yes. But not right now, says the DM. But yes.
That guy again. None of these places are on this map.
He can just give us the map.
A voice from the heavens calls down.
Greg,
Shut up,
right
Sean.
now, Greg gets inspiration for having things printed out in a binder. Greg gets inspiration right now.
Not on the map. No name that you said.
Greg he gets inspiration. Give yourself inspiration on your sheet.
There you go, Greg.
Matter of fact, Greg might get inspiration every single session for that.
I was about to start being nerdy about the months with you.
Do you know what today's date is?
Nope.
Give me a moment. I can tell you. It is currently the 19th of Pilomon.
Pilomon?
Pilomon.
Pillowman?
Pilomon. It is a her day. Hirday. More day, toes day, words day, her day, and fur day. Are the 5 days of the week.
Love that for you.
You're also deep into the rainy season. Okay. I'm sorry. No, it is the 20th of Pilomon.
Liar.
No.
Well, that changes everything.
It is the 21st of Pilomon.
That's even worse.
When's my birthday?
I did send you that magic spell. That way you know it.
Sure. Great. Thanks.
Yeah, no problem. Jorgen, real smart with the Arcana.
Right. You used it when you were like freeing slave people. Yeah, it makes sense. Like you were in a clandestine group. You would have used it. It makes sense that it totally in world makes sense that you would know that exists.
Yeah. I'm
gonna call you out on metagamer.
I gotta disappear for a minute.
It's called helping the DM.
Bye.
It is 31.
Yeah.
Yeah. You leaving? You leaving us?
Yeah. I'll be back for a minute eventually.
Did anyone else hear that fart sound right as he was saying that? It sounded like he just shat his pants after he's like, I'll be back in a minute.
That was it. Yeah, for sure.
Okay. He, as Martok all of a sudden blanks out like it's the forgetting again. He says, okay, well, I think we have all of our ducklings in a row. I wanted to real quick come up with some other thing other than a duck that he might say in a D&D world. We all have all of our kobolds in a row. I think it is
owl bear babies.
Time.
Owl cubs.
Yes, owl cubs. If you have your gear together, I can walk you to the exit from campus, and you can be on your way. So he stands up and walks the 5 of you out himself. The campus at this hour is the quietest it seems to get. It's quieter even Corvrel from when you went and got breakfast with him. A few students are cutting across the lower quad with their heads down, the smell of breakfast still coming from a dining hall somewhere behind you. Above everything, there's a giant tower at the center of campus that catches the early morning light. Its upper reaches already bright gold, while the grounds below are still in the morning shade. Midway across the grounds, as you turn south towards the wall, you see two of the largest trees any of you has ever seen, with trunks easily 30 feet across. You realize you saw the tops of them from over the wall outside of town when you arrived 2 days ago. This morning, in the low light angle, they're harder to ignore. Enormous, both of them. Old in a way that makes the college's stonework look recent. The roots have lifted the path stones on either side. Their canopies meet overhead. Whatever they were planning to mark or guard or to remember, no one here seems to say. 2 students ahead of you as you near the gate. As you pass through, give me one moment. As you pass through what seems to be pairs of dorms, you pass pairs of dorms. You see Pritchard and Tyson. You see Rhodes and Behringer, Scranton, Schaefer, Dearborn, Hodge, Atherton, and Wright. 2 students are ahead of you near the gate, arguing as they pass. And he was here wanting to go. The third stanza is the whole proof. You can't just, the other interrupts. It's not a proof if it doesn't survive Cordry's third condition, and you know it. Cordry is wrong about the third condition. That's the whole, and they move past you, just continuing on with their argument. They don't even look up at you. Cayman looks at the 5 of you with a smirk. He goes, they're both wrong. It's the second stanza that nullifies the third condition. They both have it wrong.
I was just going to say that.
Right?
I was actually just going to say that sarcastically, but that's what I was going to say. I just didn't want to interrupt you.
What?
I don't say anything, but do I understand? Do I think that I understand anything that they said?
It was total gibberish to you.
Okay.
He turns to you and go. Another thing he does is, first years come in and take one ethical or arcana history class and think they understand everything, right? The gate at the south end of campus. The gate at the south end of campus stands open as if it's always open, or it appears to be. There is no bar across it. There's no visible mechanism to close a door. The town steps start right on the other side, descending right into Gladglade. Broad, worn stone, dropping down into Gladglade proper. Cayman stops at the top, gesturing down. He doesn't intend to follow. He says, I look forward to hearing what you find out and sharing what I found as well. Hopefully we can make things right in the jewel run again. I grew up there too, and as he says it, he waves briefly and turns on his heel and walks briskly back towards the center of campus. The town steps drop into Gladglade this morning, just as the first few drops of rain start to fall. A clump of darker clouds lazily moves in from the west. The tower behind you stands behind you on the I said this already. The clouds have not made it as far as the Drachenhorn. They're still just overhead, but in the west or in the east, the Drachenhorn is still surrounded by the sun rising behind it. Bakers are unloading, apprentices are running errands, the city smells like yeast and wood smoke, and the brass of it smells like almost like magic cooling from the night. As you walk through, you see a baker hauling a trail of fresh loaves through a side door. You see a vendor towards the edge of town. As you walk through the town, the buildings seem like they are actually older than the campus, especially as you move farther south, as if the older part of town was there long before the college was.
The baker
Someone
that's
is
taking loaves across, I'm gonna say, "Hey, can I get one of those?"
he says, yeah, 1 copper.
Sounds great. Do you have change?
Says, for what?
A silver.
I do not. I'm
Here's a
carrying
silver.
I realize I don't have any change. I'm carrying a tray of bread. Okay.
I
He
will
says, all right,
take.
grab one.
I will take 10 loaves.
10 loaves for a silver. That is fair.
And so I give everybody 2 loaves. You do what you want with them.
Okay. Towards the south edge of town, there's someone frying fish over coals. The pan is steaming on the glowing coals. She has a sign out that has a few coppers for fish on flatbread. You pass out of town on not the road you came in it on that is farther to the east that runs along the creek that runs through town, but the kind of the main road to the main exit to the main road. The street where the street gives way to fields, the road forks. A weathered post has 2 boards. To the left, it says Heroes Vale, 29 miles. To the right, pointing around southwest around a ridge with a mountain shrouded in mist at the top. It says Leon Dory, 40 miles. Between the 2 forks, a third trail, much narrower, climbing into the trees. A single wood marker sits just farther back from the road. Nailed to a trunk just off the path that bears no words, no mileage, and just a snowflake. The path looks little used.
So
Looks like our
the
road.
Heroes Dale, huh?
Heroes Vale.
Heroes Vale, huh?
Yep.
I start walking up towards that trail with the snowflake.
Okay. Not Heroes Vale. All right. Whatever, I'll follow you all.
The path just past where the snowflake sign is starts climbing immediately. Let me see what we have here.
We should, on the way, chat about what questions we'd like to ask.
Okay, let's keep going. Y'all have passed through town, out of town. Sean bought y'all bread. Sorry, Jorgen bought y'all bread.
2 loaves.
Generous.
Each?
Yeah.
Whoa.
You passed the split in the road, the fork in the road, and are ascending into the hollow. The path climbs immediately. Mixed hardwoods, oaks and maple, hemlock and pine, thickening on the steeper, shadier sides of the slope. As you climb, the conifers take over. The path narrows. A small stream crosses underfoot, clear and cold. The rain passes off to the east. As the air warms as you go higher, the sun gets higher still. The late spring, really at its most generous.
In the spring, I'm going to take a couple large gulps of water and fill up my water skin to make sure I have plenty of water.
Okay.
I like I see what he's doing. I do the same.
Oh, I should do that too. I like it. The first stumps start appearing along the edges within an hour. Fresh cut, some of them, pale resinous at the center. The sawdust still bright on the ground around them. Someone is working these woods from the edges, taking what's close to the path and not venturing very far in, but you can hear at one point faintly an axe falling somewhere off to the right and below. Rhythmic knock of an axe against wood, unhurried working through the morning. Higher up, there are levels higher up where the path levels briefly onto a small shelf. A shelf of ground with a view back down towards Gladglade. There's a halfling couple spread on a blanket in the sun. Bread and a cloth-wrapped cheese, a bottle of something. They look up as you pass. The woman raises her hand. The man is just looking at the view, though. The Drakenhorn again is visible from here, and that tower spire below on campus catching the light. The twin trees from here on campus look even bigger. By far the most dominating things on the campus's skyline. Behind the campus,
Before we pass the halflings, I'm gonna wave, and as I'm walking, I'm just say, in halfling, I'm gonna say, have you seen anybody else on the path go this way?
I'm gonna finish describing, then you can do that. Yes, that's good. Behind the campus and to the left of it, to the west, two other fairly significant peaks rise. The one behind's lower slopes are almost sheer vertical from the south side of campus. As you greet the halflings and kind of shout softly to them, they're at a middle distance where you have to shout a little bit. They say, "Yeah, one guy didn't look like one of the loggers. Looked really too well dressed to be in the woods."
Weird. Well, have a good one. Enjoy your beverage and view.
You too. Stay safe.
I'm gonna make sure everyone in the party knows what I just talked about, because I don't think everyone knows halfling.
Sure. Y'all make good time, really. By early afternoon, you approach a saddle between two ridges, and you enter really the cleft of the hollow. As you get towards early afternoon, the path dips through a saddle and into the cleft. The trees start really changing, though. The hardwoods thin out within a quarter mile, and then it's all hemlock and pine, dense and dark. The canopy really knitting together overhead, and the light gets flatter. Even though as you look up through the tops of the trees, it's still bright blue up there. There's a couple of clouds, but it's not. But there's something that the light is changed. Do quick roll here. Boo, boo, boo. Jorgen, you in particular, it seems to you that the shift in the composition and the lighting feels wrong. Not threatening, just wrong from what you would expect at this level and at this time of day. Did the music just start out of nowhere?
Yeah.
What if we can hack?
Uh-huh.
Is that a reasonable volume, or can you not hear it at all?
I can't hear it.
Barely there.
There, more atmospheric.
Ooh.
Oh, I wanted this one to be playing anyhow. Okay.
Do you guys see? I don't hear anything.
It's quieter.
Low.
It got quiet. It's just a quieter song. But that song felt like it just like all of a sudden it was playing and it hadn't been playing at all before. Can you hear it now?
I
A little
can't.
bit.
Okay.
I hear that.
Where was I? I was there. Within another quarter mile, you notice. Also, again, Jorgen, you notice that and a few of the others really notice that the temperature drops pretty significantly, pretty quickly. It's not slight; it's pretty meaningful. You can start noticing your breath is fogging, and this is you specifically, Jorgen. You do notice that up underneath one of the pine trees, there is a clear powder of frost on the ground under the tree, covering the ferns.
I'm gonna say, hold up, everyone. I'm gonna walk over to the frost and just take a look at it.
Yeah. I mean, just this late in spring, the lowlands are full of flowers. Frost, even on the north side of a mountain for this season, is wrong. It's not unseasonal, just unseasonable. It is kind of actively unnatural. And as you look back, even just a few 100 yards down, you don't see any frost below you and under in the trees, but as you look forward, you see more patches of frost underneath the trees at like past midday in mid-spring.
Can I try to disbelieve an illusion?
What would that mean?
A lot of illusion spells are like, this works until people try to disbelieve that it's an illusion, and then there might be some sort of a check associated with the spell that was cast.
You blink your eyes, try to see around it. Nothing flickers, nothing seems odd. I'm not making you roll. This is just like rolling isn't going to change any of this.
Mm-hmm. I'm just gonna say, it's kind of weird that the frost is here this time of year, but okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's clear, like, this is not just the weather, this is something else. So
Cayman warned us of this.
What's that?
Cayman warned us of this. I expected this.
Yeah, but it's still not right. Something's not sitting right with me.
Sure. The wind picks up at this point as well. It doesn't seem to come from any particular direction. It's not coming over the top of the ridge. It seems like it starts in the trees. Almost a sound like something rolling over, getting comfortable. As all of you look, no amount of peering allows you to see anything in there. It's not even dark. It's not even like dark. Like, it is still like, it's like you're walking through the forest and it's in daylight, but it is the light is flatter. Corvril, I'll say you look a little bit closer and you notice that what you think you see is that the branches are not all interacting with the wind the same direction at the same time. They're not, when one tree is blowing this way, the one next to it might be blowing the other way, and it doesn't seem to make sense to you.
Jorgen, I agree. This is unnatural. The wind, the trees are not behaving with the wind.
Yeah.
What? Say it again. You are saying single syllables is what we're hearing, and you're frozen.
Bleep, bloop, blorp.
Exactly. Bleep, bloop, blorp entirely.
How about
your face changed,
Yeah,
but it's not moving.
got uglier.
Greg is just brutal tonight.
Bummer.
Hey guys, let's
Meanwhile-
rummage through Jurgen's pockets.
No rummaging.
Meanwhile, Joel, you're still sounding a little gurgly at times.
Am I?
Not right now.
So right
You
now
were.
I was.
Now
Yeah,
you're
I'm
clear.
periodically resetting stuff on my end to try to avoid that. But yeah, let me know if
You
it
sound
gets
great
bad.
now.
Great.
Let's give Sean one more minute, and then I'm gonna keep going.
Oh, did
Failed
you
to start camera.
mention that you podcast?
Say what?
Did you say you podcast at one point in time, a long time ago?
I edit and sound design and mix a podcast.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so not really like
Okay.
on a podcast. Yeah. You do hear my
So-
voice at the end because I
was gonna
say
say, sometimes
sound
you
design
get
and
to
mix by
hear-
Joel Boyder. Yep.
Oh,
It's so much
Good
fun
call.
to hear Joel's voice at the end of a podcast.
Called 20,000 hertz. So it's
Ooh.
kind of about sounds and look, there's Sean.
Hey, Sean.
Yeah.
He's
What were you
moving.
saying, Sean?
Do I actually feel wind, or are the trees just moving on their own?
No, there is wind, but it we lost him again. Wait,
Oh,
No, it just put me in
What do you do?
whenever it kicked me off the phone
for
back
me?
onto the computer.
Thank you.
okay, there we go. You do feel wind, but
Okay.
again, it is coming from kind of every direction. Like it's not like it's like here and here at the same time, but like it's not coming from it's not like it's coming from the east or the west specifically or anything like that. It's there, and until you start noticing it, it doesn't seem off-putting. But now that other things are seeming weird, it also seems weird. Yeah. Then you see just a puff of snowy powder that lifts off a needle bed and drifts across the track at knee height, left to right, going nowhere in particular. And then the wind kind of dies down. It doesn't like stop. It just slows down and stops, and the hollow is very quiet. Grom, you were saying something before we took our break.
I was. As we travel through the hollow, when we're able, it would probably be good to decide what questions we'd like to ask the. I don't know, what is this? The coven.
Mhm.
Since we each
The
only get
matron of the
one.
veiled tree.
Yeah, the matrons. Jorgen was asked to ask a specific question, but I think the rest of
One
us
of
are
two.
free to one of two. Yeah. But we should coordinate.
Oh.
It was not to double up our efforts.
Yeah.
Jorgen, are you going to ask the question that you were asked to ask, or one of the two?
Which one?
I think where does Bill Pango dream? Because like what took him may matter, but like where he is may matter more.
He also suggested we ask about the state of the Jewel Run and the Elite Guard, but that seemed optional and a little more vague.
What questions do you want to know answers to? I look kind of straight at Grom.
Unless I'm strongly convinced otherwise, I'm going to ask about the whereabouts of my father. I just need to think through what specific question to ask. I don't want to get a yes or a no answer.
I feel like we should take advantage of the opportunity, and Danbor is on his own. He'll figure it out and ask more questions about Grom's father and Bill Pango. And if we can't come up with any more, then Corval can ask questions about his upbringing or disappearance.
What is that noise?
What noise?
Yeah, there was like a ruffling. Like somebody butt dialed us.
Maybe, yeah. Gone now. I don't think it's you scratching your teeth.
Okay.
So who's gonna ask about the jewel run?
I can do that.
So is everyone else is cool with me asking about my father?
As long as you ask it in a very direct, smart way.
Yeah.
As you continue walking and talking, Grom, you notice off to the right, a glow, a warm glow, the glow of fire, not like a blazing fire, but the glow of fire, steady, not flickering. You also, as you do that, get a whiff of wood smoke, and are the who do we lose now? We lost Sean again.
Sean.
And are the first to gain get a glimpse of wood smoke rising in a perfectly vertical line above a cabin, a shack. I don't know how maybe you might describe it. Within a few minutes, each of you sees in a clearing the size of really just a cart turnaround. Okay, let me make this bigger for y'all. In the clearing, just really the size of a cart turnaround. Off the track, a squat log cabin, single story, roof, weighted with flat field stones and rows. Its door is wide open. A warm light and the sound of conversation spills through the opening. The eaves are shagged with gray-green moss. The chimney leaks wood smoke in a perfectly vertical line. A covered porch runs the length of the cabin, firewood stacked tightly under oilcloth. A sled leans against the near wall, and a rough fence made of living saplings runs into the trees on either side. Past the fence. Good.
Did you say the door is wide open?
Yep.
Okay.
Past the fence, snows on the needle bed, and inside the clearing is just dry ground. Small garden, mostly leafy greens. And by the south wall of the cabin, there's a fence line again. Stumps stand scattered around the clearing, many of them old, chopped trees, the cuts weathered by gray, some recent, some much older. The clearing was made one tree at a time over a long time, and immediately behind it the trees get much thicker as the path crosses, or as the path passes it on the left side.
Oh, you're muted or something, Greg.
Now you're not. Now you are muted, but we couldn't hear you before either.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
What does the sign say in the bottom left?
As you look closer, you see that it says Gat's Den.
No,
Perfect.
it's just something in front of Den.
I'm
Maybe
gonna
it
go
says
see.
Gat Parody's Den. I don't remember.
I'm gonna say to everyone, I'm gonna sneak over there and just kind of listen to what they're saying.
As you sneak over, I guess give me a stealth check.
Hold on, I do get advantage on this.
I get advantage on everything.
Not just stealth, 15.
It's fine.
And my
As you
shoes
approach-
make it so I don't make any noise.
Sure. As you approach, making no noise on the pine needles and frost, because you got the magics. I can't speak. Magicity magics. There it is. As you get closer, you hear mostly three voices. One voice is loud and boisterous, laughing a lot, and speaking with two other. One more voice, maybe a little more weathered, and another, maybe a little more gruff. They're talking about food and drinks and trees and telling stories about cutting trees down and near misses from trees almost falling on them, and learning how to sharpen an axe and things like that.
Jason,
I'll sneak back over to everyone and tell them it was normal conversation, normal people, probably lumberjacks after a long day. What time is it actually? Like, if I look up at the sky and all that stuff, do we know?
Your estimate is at this point it's probably about 2:30, 3 in the afternoon.
But it's dark out.
It is darker than it feels. It feels, again, you see blue sky, but it is the color of a winter day where there is it's like just those bright white clouds. It's overcast, but it is still bright through the clouds.
Is there? I'm paying attention to the smoke from the chimney going straight up into the air. Is there any signs of wind affecting things around the house?
You feel a breeze on your skin. You feel it because you can feel the tips of your nose and the tips of your ears being cold, and being colder than the rest. It's not a strong wind, but there's not no wind. And as you look at trees around you, they're not moving, but smoke should, the breeze that you're feeling, smoke should be moving.
I just say the conversation may be normal, but there's something magical about that house is enchanted.
Well, I think this is the guy we're looking for. So I'm gonna approach the house in a non-threatening way.
Do acting normal. Don't
And-
mind me. I'm just acting normal. No.
And
As you approach, let me get to my as you approach and get closer to the door, you hear someone from within kind of really shout, "Good afternoon, come on in, come on in. There's plenty of room." As you get to the threshold, you see long benches, 2 big tables, enough room to fit the 4 people that are sitting in there, as well as the 5 of you. There's a bar against the far wall with a door behind it. There's easily room for the 9 patrons that you now add up to, or the 9 patrons you now add up to, with space to spare. To the immediate right of the door, hung at eye level, is a pegboard with just like 3 or 4 rows of bright red and yellow wool mittens. The first thing you see, they're the first thing you see really when you come in from the cold. A group of 3 mismatched males are drinking, sitting on a bench around around the fire with small tables. A youngish orc, an older human, and an elf of some kind, as well, much older. Laughing and talking and laughing out loud. At a table alone sits a well-appointed human. He is too clean for traveling the hollow. Wool traveling coat. So here, let me get you some images. These are the guys that you see. Sitting by himself is this man. Not Aragorn, sitting in the corner with his hood up this time. At a table alone sits a well-appointed human man, way too clean for traveling the hollow. Wool traveling coat and dark brown, recently brushed. Really, as you look closely, the only place you see mud is right at the hem of his pant legs. He has bright eyes. His bright eyes move from the fire to the 5 of you. He takes you in and just kind of turns back to his drink. Behind the bar is an elf. Weathered and stocky. If it weren't for the ears, you'd assume him to be a human as well, watching over you with an easy smile. When you take a second glance, he is clearly older than he seemed at first. Longish, dark hair going gray. He has a weathered face, and you know that elves don't weather like humans do. And he has weathered, and that he has weathered tells some sort of story. He's stocky for an elf, built for the cold, it seems. He has mismatched layers of clothes on, fur vest over a canvas shirt, and bright red and yellow knit fingerless gloves on his hands. He smiles, wild and immediate, as the 5 of you enter. He looks you up and down and says, "Again, good afternoon. You look like you have somewhere to be, but please sit down, have something warm. The hollow will keep. This isn't exactly an inn, but hospitality is important. What can I get for you?" He slides, or he points to a scrawled piece of paper on the wall next to him. You see listed there: pine beer, warmed wine, clear spirit, tea, bread and butter, stew, hard cheese and bread, boiled egg, and it says, the bottom says, "Wrap for lunch tomorrow, 1 extra copper piece."
Thank you. Didn't expect to find a place like this out here.
He says, I mostly keep it open for these guys. And their I guess colleagues, their other loggers sometimes will come in here and the I have names for them.
How strong are those clear spirits?
He says, "Well, strong enough for that big decker boy over there to get hammered on. That's for sure." He says, "I like to call it a standing up drink. In that if you are sitting down, you'll probably want to stand up to take a drink from it. It's a little strong. It burns real good. I tried it myself, but I bring some up from a little bit lower in the valley myself.
Could I buy a clear spirits, but can you pour it on a plate for me?
Can I pour it on a plate for you?"
Yep.
He leans over the bar to like looking down at the ground. He goes, "For your dog?"
No, I need to see if it lights on fire.
He goes, "Oh, it'll light on fire." He takes a plate out and pours some on. He goes, "That'll be 1 silver piece."
Give him the silver,
Okay.
and then I'm gonna try to light it on fire.
What do you use to light it on fire?
I've got everything.
You're like digging in your path, your flint and tinder. There's a fire like right over.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna reach my hand into a fire to get an ember out.
Watching him try to figure it out, I use prestidigitation and
You wait till he gets the tinder or like the flint and steel out, and just as he's about to do, you
I just roll my eyes and a flame comes out of my thumb and lights the plate on fire.
It does burn just fine.
And is this guy pouring like 2-ounce shots, or is he pouring like sissy 1-ounce shots?
No, he's pouring a good solid shot.
Can you fill my? How much would it be for a bottle of that?
Says for a bottle, he says I can get. What like? Do you need my? I don't have a bottle. I have it in a keg. Do you have an empty bottle? Not an empty keg. I have it in a keg, not an empty keg.
That is a question.
He goes, while he ransacks his backpack, do the rest of you want anything to
I'll
eat
take
or
a
drink?
pine beer in a mug,
All right.
like normal,
He says that'll be 3 copper pieces.
What a
and a
weirdo.
stew venison and roots, please. Here's
Says, great.
silver. Keep the change.
Beautiful. Thank you very much. He turns around from a keg up on a stand, opens a tap. As the beer comes out, it's dark, but there is a green tint to it for sure. It is you can smell the pine resin as it comes out. Turns around, hands it to you, puts it on the bar for you. Goes and opens a steaming pot, ladles out a bowl. It's not the thickest stew you've seen, but it does have meat in it. It does have potatoes and carrots and things like that, and a good portion of wilted greens in there as well. And he takes it to you, brings it to you. As you taste it, it's lacking salt. It could use some salt that he doesn't have. And the beer is strong of flavor. It tastes like you're drinking fermented pine sap.
I'll have
Think
a
the
beer also.
the darkest, most resiny IPA, and double that.
Piney.
Very piney. West Coast IPA specifically. Another one for you, sir.
Yes, please.
Gets the same for you.
And I'll
Both
take
of you
I'll take a warm wine.
I'm gonna say out
You,
loud. I'll offer two silver pieces to anybody who's got a wine skin they want to sell me.
Okay. He goes, let me get his drink for him first. Do either of you want any food?
I'll have a cheese and bread, please.
Beautiful.
Here's the cheese and bread. Oh, hard cheese. I just want
Elfriend?
the cheese. I don't need the bread.
Gluten free, huh?
I
Kidding. He does not say
I
that.
have some.
I have bread you do not know of.
Oh,
Okay. He brings you cheese. He still brings you the bread though. Like the bread. He goes. It comes with the bread. You don't have to eat it. It's fine. Goes well with the soup. He says, and you need a wineskin. Does anybody have a wineskin for our friend here? And as he says it, the big one says, "A wineskin? I only drink the beer. I come here to drink. I don't have a wineskin on me. If I had a wineskin, I wouldn't need to come here so often." And he laughs and laughs and laughs. The orc sitting with him goes, I mean, I like the wine, but the spirit's kind of more my speed. No one seems to have a wineskin on them.
Hey, I'm gonna take that jug on the table if you're done with it.
There's a jug on the table.
Would you like to roll your eyes any harder, Jason?
He goes, "Oh yeah, you can have the jug. I threw the cork in the fire though."
It's all right.
Okay.
I've got a lot of bread that I can just mush up into a cork.
Okay, whatever. You pay him 4 gold. Or
That's
let me
steep.
think. You pay him. So it's it's a silver per shot. You pay him 2 gold for that entire bottle. Yeah.
Right.
Whatever, you figure out how to cork it. Whatever, you have a bottle of, like, what is it? White Lightning liquor or White Lightning whiskey. A bottle of White Lightning.
We'll
whiskey.
save that for later.
Do you want anything to eat or drink yourself?
Oh, you took away the menu. Yeah, I'll take a stew.
Great.
That's 5 copper?
Yes.
I'll give him a silver as a tip, like a silver, and he
Right,
can keep
right
the
there.
change.
Great. He goes, "Where are you fellas headed to? You headed up the hollow? Or are you coming here?"
Up the hollow. hiking.
We're delivering some messages.
Actually, that reminds me. Do you sell good coverings for our hands like the ones you have?
He says, "I mean, yeah, I have some. I don't really sell them though. They're more of a hobby that I make. I make them. Sometimes I give them away. But they're. Can I ask what why are you headed? Why more specifically are you headed through the hollow? I can't stop you. You're grown. You're grown. He gets far more serious and just says, "Can I ask a little more of your purpose for traveling?"
Our friend Cayman sent us this way. Do you know him?
Cayman. I can't say that.
He is an associate of somebody named Holt, who I believe has traveled this way.
Professor. I don't think I know Cayman. But Holt, I remember. She came through here several times across a number of years.
The word is,
She-
from what they've told us, that these gloves make this journey a lot easier and a lot safer.
Aye, they might. Let me tell you a couple things that you need to know about the Hollow. I would suggest, first of all, give me a persuasion roll.
I got a good one. I mean, theoretically.
He says, first things first, I'll say is, don't continue on tonight. I know it seems like there's plenty of time to make it over the ridge. The Hollow at dark is a thing you really probably don't want to know. Where is your professor friend sending you?
We are trying to meet the matron of the Veiled Tree.
That makes sense. That's where Holt usually was going too. Let me tell you about Holt. She came through here a number of times over the years. I swear every time she came through, she was thinner and thinner. But I liked her. She knew what it was like to lose something real. And she listened to the Hollow and treated it like the place it is, not just a shortcut. The last time she came through, she gave me something that I've held on to since. That I think well, tell me what. He says, I think here's what I will do for you. Take some time if you need to, but before I can just give you some of these gloves, you have to answer a question for me first. Now let me look something here. Sorry.
Answer me this question 3, and the other side we see.
Someone give me. So who's actually doing most of the talking with him right now? I know all of you are listening, but who's actually like pressing in with him?
I initiated, but
Okay.
I think Jorgen was there too.
Okay. Give me. Just give me an insight check.
Gee whiz.
You said it wrong.
Gee, so fucking whiz. I'm gonna do an insight check for the lot of you right here, and not let you know.
That was historically bad what I did. I mean,
It was awesome. That was an awesomely bad roll.
Insight, just to say. I rolled a nat one.
Martok, you get the feeling that he is performing the warmth that he has aimed towards you guys. His friendliness is real. Like, he is for real friendly. He is not being deceptive, but he is performing this warmth. He's genuinely hospitable, but underneath, he is absolutely evaluating you guys since you've been walking in. You think back about the look that he made when you guys stepped through, and you realize he was not just taking you guys in, he was sizing you up. When he laughs, it's real. But you see that he, a couple of times, has glanced out the door at the fence line. Not like he's looking for something in particular. It's almost like when he's thinking, when he's trying to think of what the next thing he wants to ask or say, his eye bounces to the open door into the fence line. And he says, the question I need to know from each of you is, and if you answer honestly, the gloves are yours. And they'll work to do what you need them to do. What is the thing that if you lost it, that you could lose, that you lost it, would unmake you? What is the thing that would ruin you and change who you are inherently if you lost it? And I see your dwarf companion is not of sound mind to answer a question like that right now. So I will throw his lot in with the lot of you. What is the thing that if you lost it would unmake you?
I'm gonna look at him and like, is he I'm not saying this, but this is how I'm looking at him. Is he really an elf?
I'm gonna roll in. So would you be doing investigation, I'm assuming?
Yeah, sure.
Secret roll on that. You look at him close. You see every crease around his eyes, crease on his head. You look at the place where his ears attach at the point of them. You even glance out of the corner of your eye to Corvril just to check angles on ear points. And you come away with a confidence that this is a sure confidence that this elf is exactly who he presents himself to be.
He sounds fey-y.
Sure.
I lean in.
I can answer
and
your.
say-
Go for it.
Okay. Myself. To lose my sense of self, my honor. I've lost a lot already. It's the only thing that's always been there.
That's he looks at you and says, I don't think you're deceiving me. I think there's what would losing your honor look like?
I would be a shell of a person.
No. What could take that from you?
Failures. Letting
What kind of
down,
failures?
letting these people beside me down. Dishonoring the family that I have.
What does dishonoring look like? Are you talking about letting them down from an accident or from intention?
Both are possible. It's not my intention to do anything on purpose of that nature, but through a shortcoming, a weakness that I expect myself to be able to deliver and can't.
Describe for me a scene that would be you losing that.
I'm gonna interrupt and be like,
Sure.
what are you getting at here?
I'm
What is your intention? Why are these questions just to get us gloves that are going to help us with the hollow?
I'm visibly like angry in defense of my friend and this idea
Sure.
of him putting him in this position.
You ask the question, he says, listen, the danger in the hollow is a danger born from loss. The danger in the hollow was born and created by tragedy, and she does not trust anyone and cannot let anyone pass that cannot understand loss.
The hollow's a she? Or is there another she?
In some sense, and I don't mean to be coy about this, in some sense, what, Fia?
Thea won't let us through?
Sure.
Fee is the she.
In some sense, yes, the hollow is in some sense the hollow is a she. It is Fahiyate. Her name, who makes the hollow what the hollow is called Fahiyate. For those of you that are note takers, Fheit. He says, he makes eye contact with you, Corvorel, and he's not ignoring you, Jorgen, but he looks at Martok and says, you, I believe, know the possibility of loss. You talk of it as a possibility, and I know for the four of you and anyone that passes through the hollow, that unless you know yourself well enough, the hollow is a danger to you. And so I ask again, may I ask your name? Or your title or whatever. I am not some fae that's trying to steal your spirit. What may I call you?
I am Martok.
Martok. Describe for me the scene that could undermine to unmake you.
I am a person who's large, strong. I am a person of action. Scenario where I'm not strong enough, where I am incapable, where I falter. Those things would unmake me.
Says, I have bad news for you. At some point, you will be too weak and you will be unmade then. But I believe you. He turns he doesn't really step back, but he opens himself to take in the other three of you. And while this is going on, you notice that the loud conversation behind you has died down some. They're still talking, but they're not as rowdy as they were. He looks at the other three of you. He says, what about you three?
I feel that I'm on the brink of this type of loss. If I were to lose my family, my father, my mother, and my connection to my clan, that would be my undoing. Right now, I don't know where my father is. He was taken. This is something that I hope to learn more about in this journey. But his absence is feeling closer and closer to a loss the further we go on.
What would your unmaking look like?
I feel that I draw a lot of my strength and will to go on from my relationships, specifically with my father and mother. So I feel that it would be difficult to continue to do the kind of work in the world that I wish to do, to make others safe and serve the Jewel Run.
The Jewel Run, eh?
Yes, where
Yeah,
we're
yeah.
from.
Now that you say it, I hear it in your accent. That tracks. Elf friend, angry friend. Two of you, do you have anything? What would unmake you?
I'm still upset. I'm still angry, and to the point of magic power, like sorcerer's power, like manifesting in almost flame in my hands. And I say to him, like in Elvish, the price of your gloves is too high.
He says, again, back in Elvish. He says, I see you. And I see that you've experienced being unmade, and you refuse to own it. He says, turning towards you, Jorgen. He says that, and his eyes are soft. He is not responding to what the feeling of threat coming off of you, Jorgen or Corvorel. Turning to you, Jorgen, he says, and you gather intelligence, you gather supplies, you're preparing for the road ahead. The bottle of spirits that you did everything you could to make sure burns is a weapon in your hand, I'm sure. But what would be the thing that would undermine your sureness of yourself?
He's just gonna like sit there and stare for a while. And eyes are kind of just like looking around a little bit while he's thinking.
What the hell is this music? 1 second. Go ahead.
So he's just sitting
I'm
there.
listening. I'm listening. I'll pee while I listen.
Yeah, he's sitting there quietly thinking. And says being useless. Normal things, I'm not worried about the loss of normal things. I've lost family. I've had to leave crew of people that I ran with in the Broken Chain for a long time to begin a journey with the Jewel Run Guard. And so the normal things don't bother me. I've lost those. I've got a father who's gone doing the things that I strongly fought against, but it's being useless to the people that I'm with.
One moment.
Did you see my message?
No, I was trying to find it because I heard it. There it is. Yeah.
Sorry, I had to pee, and Kai had something he wanted to say to me.
That was Kai.
And
He says, I believe you. But is that what would unmake you? I think you stated one thing that I think is, maybe I'm wrong. I'm no psychic. I can't read minds or hearts. But what would it mean to you if you found that you have turned into your father?
I mean, then I'd embody everything that I'd hate.
He sits back. He says, I'll prepare 4 gloves. And he looks back to you, Jorgen, and says, It's not a threat. It's not, I'm not trying to pry. I want you to know yourself better. Consider more what would feel like loss, like actual loss for you, while we listen to this Skyrim music. It's in my brain. Sorry, I can't not hear it. He says, sit by the fire. And as he does this, you hear the big guy behind you go, you see, this is why I don't try to get these gloves. He's trying to get into your head. And they all laugh again and get back into their revelry.
I look back at the well-dressed dude to see what's going on with him.
He is just sitting there nursing a glass of the heated wine. I mean, you've been here long enough. There's no way it's still heated. He looks cold. He's rubbing his hands together, also conspicuously not with a pair of the gloves on. But he's not looking at anyone. He is just almost sulking, sitting in the corner, drinking his wine. The big human says, "Hey, my name's Fen. You want to join us and sit and talk for a while?" He says, "This is my buddy Aldrich." Points to the older elven man next to him. "And this is Holland," and pointing to the orc next to him. He says, "We're loggers here in these woods. I would suggest you listen to what Gat says, and whatever you do, don't go cutting logs past his fence."
Well, only our friend here has an axe. He's a little forgetful at the moment.
Yeah, I would make sure whatever you do not pull that thing out while you pass through the hollow.
I lean kind of over the bar, not like crazy over, but towards Gath or the elf, and again in Elvish say, "What gives you the right to cast judgment on my friend?"
He says, I'm casting no judgment. I have lived in these woods longer than you. And he looks at you and says, "And probably your father have walked the woods." He says, "I know what it takes to pass through the hollow safely. I know what is dangerous, and I know what is safe. And the four of you will have to decide whether or not you trust my evaluation of his safety in this hollow. I think the four of you will do just fine."
So you're
I think
telling me
He's not talking to you.
You're not there. Do you speak Elvish?
yeah.
Well, we're not. I wasn't saying it, trying to say it within earshot of you.
Well, you had too much bread, and you're loud now.
Not too much wine, too much bread.
Yeah.
That's what we're going with.
He's drunk on bread.
Are you suggesting that we move forward without our friend?
He says, it's not for me to tell you what to do. He says, The hollow is dangerous. Fahate is dangerous, and she knows overly confident strength when she sees it. He says, if you're going to go, I know that I've said this already, move slow. The hollow punishes hurry, and it punishes people that treat it just like a road. She's been here longer than I have. And I would suggest you be careful and lean into what you know of what it feels like to lose. To lose everything.
I've heard that we shouldn't veer from the path at all. How accurate is that?
He says, I've not gone more than 100 yards into the hollow in probably 40 years. And by the hollow, I mean anything past my fence. Seems like we're all back talking at the bar again. Maybe in Elvish, maybe not. He says, sorry, what was the question again? Go ahead.
We were advised to not leave the path. How to find the path? Will I know if
He says, watch the snow. I know that you thought you saw snow. There will be more snow as you ascend into it. Look for snow that's too flat, that's too clean. If you find that, you need to turn around right away. Go back and find the right path. I wouldn't say the path changes it's different every time, but it feels different every time. Every time I ever went into it, it did. And from what I know of the people I host here, they say the same.
Over to, and I ask, your patrons seem to indicate that we shouldn't draw any weapons while we're in the hollow. Is that true?
That is, yes. Yeah. Pass through the hollow ready to lose, ready to feel loss. I'm not saying pass through the hollow and be ready to die, or pass through the hollow and let the wolves eat you. But pass through the hollow, be in the hollow, experience it, and experience what it would be like to lose everything there.
Sounds like fun.
Get this party started.
He says, I know it seems early. You are more than welcome to spend the night in my hall here. I don't have beds. There's not really. You can sleep by the floor, by the fire. You can grab a bench. You can sleep on a table if you need to as well. Do what you need. I'll be here until evening. He says, Decker boys, are you sleeping here tonight? The boisterous one says, if I pass out, I'm sleeping here. And the older elf next to him, pats him on the shoulder. He says, nah, we'll be going soon. We have work in the morning, Fen, and you of all can't afford to be sleeping here anymore. The big man goes, yeah, you're right. Just kind of curls into himself, looking like he's feeling small again. Says, well, I guess we won't, so you'll have a couple more spaces to sleep if you need to.
We appreciate your hospitality.
He nods and turns around and starts wiping glasses down, cleaning things, all that. You guys, where are you guys sitting? What's your conversation?
I want to lean into the crew and say, I know we're trying to make this a fast journey, but I feel like we need to listen to his advice and not start yet. Any thoughts?
I agree. And I ask him for another glass of warm wine.
He brings it to you. He says, this one's on the house.
Oh, you
feel like
give
we
away
should-
wine, but not your freaking gloves.
I feel like we should
I-
force
I-
something down Fjorkin's throat.
I thank him for it, and
Corporal loves to. Never
it-
mind.
at some point,
At some point while you guys were talking, you noticed that Fjorkin has a cup and a bowl in front of him. You're not exactly sure when he stood up and got it, how he ordered it, but he has a mug and a bowl in front of him just
he
fine.
does.
You guys were not paying attention to him, and he just went and he must have pointed at the sign or something and got what he needed.
Nice.
I go over to the well-dressed guy and sit down next to him and say, you've gotten quite an earful tonight.
He goes, yeah, he's probably right about the hollow, but the proprietor of this establishment says I shouldn't go through the hollow, and he's probably right. Something about a storm coming in, or winter, or some crap like that. But I need to get across it tomorrow at least. My Francine is expecting me. She's been waiting for me. I've been on the road for most of a week as it is. Tried to get a guide, but the long way around is nearly another week. I don't have another week in me. She's expecting me. I'm sorry. He stops. He goes, hi, my name's Ludwig, of Pendray originally.
Hello,
Sticks his hand out to you.
Yeah.
What?
I shake his hand and say, hello, I'm Corvril of Muffindale.
Corvril, Muffindale. Is Muffindale? That's where is that on the other side of Heroes Vale? Is that right?
Yes, from here, yes.
Yeah. So I've not been down there. I've heard it's beautiful country.
It is.
He says,
you don't seem
Go
quite properly dressed for the hollow.
says, I see that. I know that it's some sort of weird cold up there, but it can't be another 2 hours of walking to get through this hollow. I can see, like, you can sometimes see it through the trees if you're looking right, I think. But I need to get to Terrisburg. My fiance is waiting for me, and I need to go collect her so we can go be married. I'm sure Francine is already worried sick about me. I need to get there as soon as I can. I should have been there 3 days ago. He goes, I'm thinking about it. Are the 5 of you going through tomorrow?
Supposedly 4.
We are not a crew that is able or willing to take on another, my friend.
He goes, listen, I'm a good walker. Traveling together, safety in numbers, right? I'm a steady walker. I can keep up. I don't need any of your food. I just want to know that I'm going the right direction.
I don't believe we can help you.
I'm gonna get my sling out, and I'm gonna, instead of using like a rock that what I would normally use, I'm gonna ball up another thing of bread, swing it around, and like whip it at that guy's head.
Which guy?
The guy you're talking to.
So you're in a building that is like probably 8 by 12. Like when you go to do that, you're going to be hitting people in the head as you swing your sling around. There's no swinging a sling room in here.
Maybe just throw it at him.
Yes,
Sorry,
I'm
maybe
just
8
gonna.
by
I will
maybe
just
8 by
throw
20.
it at his. I will just throw it at his forehead.
The guy I'm talking to?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, give me an attack roll, I guess.
Can I at least get my dex bonus?
Because
Because you should get your dex bonus because it's a projectile.
yeah, but it's an
With bread.
improvised. It's an improvised weapon.
Yeah, but it's still a projectile. And you get it's just like a strength bonus you'd get on an improvised weapon that you, like a table leg, you would get your strength bonus.
+3
That's
on bread
how we
attacks.
kill a man with a piece of bread.
20 on a piece of bread.
I like that brings you joy, Greg.
Like, sure, I don't get my proficiency bonus because it's improvised,
Thank you.
so it would just be a +3 to hit.
Sure, you throw the bread at him. Go ahead. You get a plus. Was it a +3?
Yep. But I'm going to use a luck point also so that I can roll it with advantage.
Okay. What's your goal here? What is your goal here?
You'll see.
No, I want to know what your goal is here.
I'm going to whack him in his forehead with a piece of bread and say you can't even dodge bread and you want him to come with us through this forest?
Okay.
I really want to hit him in the head.
Okay. Oh, you got a 22. Is that what I see there?
Yeah.
I think it's a hit.
So it absolutely is a hit. He also is not a random fey creature in here that is magically dexterous. You ball your bread up, you hit him in the head, and he backs off. He goes, "Hey, what the hell? Why? Your friend just threw bread at me."
I shrug.
What? Why would you throw bread at me?
As if you...
What?
Look, you want to go through a dangerous place. You want us to take you along, and you're not even ready for things to happen, and you get hit in the head with a piece of bread.
Why? Yeah, but out in the wild, I'm expecting something to happen. Why would you throw bread at me? You're.
Would you rather me have thrown an arrow at you?
Are you threatening me?
No, you're asking
That
why
wasn't
I
like
threw a bread.
that wasn't that. For the record, that wasn't. Are you threatening me? That was like, are you threatening me?
No, that's why I threw bread. Threatening you would be throwing something else.
Yeah, that's why I'm asking to go with you guys. What the hell is going on? Just leave me
Jason,
alone.
what is our elvish friend Gaff? Is that his name? Doing?
He's you look at him and he's facing away from you, he's shaking his head.
Great. I somewhat quickly stand up and put 2 gold pieces on the counter on the bar and go back
Okay.
and sit down.
Okay. He's facing away from you. He doesn't see that, but yeah. He's cleaning and listening to what's going on.
During all this, I've just found my way over to a spot on the floor near the fireplace and just lay down on my back.
One of the things you find it is surprising. It is a surprisingly clean floor for what the state of this cabin looks like. The floor itself is clean. The only dirt you see is the stuff that you've tracked in and is around the feet of the 3 other guys that are there.
Yeah, noticing Grom, I decide to pull out my my sleeping pad or whatever it is, roll.
Yeah, bedroll.
And near him and do the same, lay down on it.
Okay. Yeah, as the evening rolls on, eventually the what I always keep forgetting the name I gave them as the Decker boys filter out, moving along. You at one point hear hear what sounds like some more cleaning going on, and you hear the door closed and locked. Any of you that are still awake, it's just Gat walks over and closes the door and latches it. He pulls shutters inside shutters over the windows, and kind of just in general is just locking up. As you are all of you just like going to sleep?
Is it like really early?
I'm just going to sit there. I'm just going to be sitting there at the bar being grumpy.
Like all night?
Well, for a while.
Okay.
Long enough that I can still get a long rest.
Okay.
Or short enough that I can still get a long rest, whichever.
Sure. Right. So, as the night wears on, some of you sleep, some of you just wait. The sound of wind outside becomes pretty apparent. You hear wind through the trees, and kind of the whole time the fire is still going pretty strong. Those of you that are still awake hear Ludwig has just kind of curled up in the booth that he was sitting in, leaning against the table and the wall. And at one point you hear him whimpering. He has his kind of jacket under his head and over his eyes, and maybe perhaps even crying at one point. You, those of you that are having a hard time sleeping or are still awake, even hear maybe some snoring from the other ones that are there. By this point, Gat has gone into just a small back room and has locked that door as well. But all of you, kind of halfway through the night, catch off in the distance, a number of times. Some of you are woken up, some of you are still awake, just hear the sound of wolves. Not close. And all of them definitely towards the back of, like, coming from in the woods, in the hollow behind behind Gat's hut.
So, I go ahead and I go into meditation sleep quickly, but then like halfway through the night, like I'm up and awake, and is everyone else asleep or?
Yeah, you. Like, what are you doing when you're awake? What do you mean awake? You're just laying there, sitting there? What are you doing?
And for a little bit, but then I'm just like I kind of observe the room, like wondering if everyone else is everyone asleep at this point? You know, say 4 or 5 hours from the point at which we all start kind of passing out.
Yeah, I mean, there's people that are turning over in their sleep. There's people that are rolling over. There's the normal movement.
Sure. I'm paying close attention to. So I'm analyzing what I'm hearing with the wolves. I'm estimating their distance and whether or not they sound natural or something else. I'm looking at the fire and asking myself questions about how is a fire still unattended fire still going at that pace? Is this magical? These are things I'm thinking about.
As you look at the fire, you notice that there's kind of a little bit of an ingenious design going on where there's logs that are piled up in a V along each side of them, and as they burn, more roll down into them.
Okay.
There's nothing magical about the fire. It is just a well-designed space to be able to keep it warm during the cold, even overnight. The wolves, there's nothing about the wolves that sound out of the ordinary. They sound like what you know. It sounds like what you know wolves to sound like, know or believe wolves to sound like. You notice that as the first just glow of light is coming into the sky outside, and you can see just a little bit of it on the north side of the windows in the north side still have some glimpse of sky. You notice that Ludwig has not moved in a while. You're not sure that he has moved since you came out of your trance. Meditation, whatever.
I investigate him closer, looking for.
Yeah, give me an investigate. You can do the investigation roll. I just need a 10. As you get closer to him, you notice there's no movement of breathing. There's no movement of breathing. There's no movement at all. And with a 15, over the course of the evening, there's kind of like an outhouse deal on the backside of the hut, and you notice that the door to that is closed as well. As you investigate closer, what had appeared to be Ludwig before is really just like an overstuffed pile of like rags and of coats that had been hanging on a coat rack near the door. Ludwig is gone.
Okay. I go where is there a door? The only door out of this room is the front door, right?
There's 3 doors. There's the door there's door out to the front room. There's the door that Gat went back to like
Yeah.
go to bed. And there's like this inside outhouse type door that multiple of you have used. I didn't mention it. It is just a door to go to the bathroom in, but it has one in this cabin.
Okay. I go and very lightly knock on
And it is closed.
I go
Yeah.
and lightly knock on that door, the outhouse door.
Sure. You go knock on it. Listen closely. There's no sound.
I try to open the
Doors.
door.
It is locked.
I knock louder.
You knock louder. How loud?
How loud? Medium loud.
Are you still trying to be careful not to wake anyone in the room?
I'm less concerned about that at this point.
Okay.
I'm concerned about the well-being of Ludwig and or the safety of us.
Okay. You knock louder. As you do, you hear your companions stir, though none of them wake. There is still no sound that comes from inside the outhouse room.
Is there light in the outhouse? Or coming under
Not that you can see.
Okay.
Not that you can see.
Are there apparent openings like windows around the top or anywhere in the outhouse?
No, in the outhouse you do recall that there was a rudimentary window that was latched shut, but there's nothing that you can see in.
I look to I look to Jorgen to see if he is stirring enough to be coming awake.
I mean, he is still asleep, but you know that Jorgen often sleeps half awake.
Right.
So he is still asleep, but I don't know. He's still asleep.
I wake him. I try to wake him.
Okay. I mean, you wake him up. Corvo wakes you up, Jorgen.
I tell you that Ludwig is that his name?
Yep.
Ludwig is gone. I don't know where the outhouse is locked. Can you pick it?
You're muted or something, Sean.
That's it. Yeah, I'll agree to go picking the lock real quick.
All right. Give me your just whatever. It's like it is an outhouse lock. You pick it just fine. Yeah, even with a 10, I don't care. You get it on like that's kind of what I was going to give you for picking it. It's like picking a bathroom door, like a bathroom stall door. It's like, do you have a coin? You can just turn it like that kind of.
Yeah.
It's not exactly that, but it's that like about that level of it, right? You open it, and when you go in, Ludwig is not in there. The window shutters are closed, but not latched. And as you look closer, there is a little patch of, or a little like scrap of, what kind of, whatever. There's a little scrap of fabric, whatever I said his coat looked like was, on the door or on the window frame.
I look over to Coral. He snuck out in the middle of the night from an outhouse that no one even knew he was there.
I don't know why, but there I feel like this. I can't explain it. There's some reason that we need to care about this man.
I don't know. Do you need me for anything else?
Go back to sleep.
As you turn around to go back to sleep, Gat is standing there. He's like, he left, didn't he?
Look that way.
Guy?
I tried to tell him. And you could have told him slightly nicer, looking directly at you, Jorgen.
He failed the bread test.
He's not the only one that failed tests last night, but he says, okay, well, the sun rises in about 20 minutes anyhow. I might as well get started. Hey, can you, he turns to you, Corvril, he says, can you do me a favor and go grab 5 pairs of gloves from the pegs over there? And he goes behind the counter and is rooting around back behind there.
After he asks me and he turns away, I just say 5.
5.
I go over and take 5 pairs of gloves that I think look like they would fit the 5 of us.
Sure. Great.
One size too big for Fjorkin.
There's a pink pair, and I grab that one for Fjorkin.
There's ones that are like, the red is just a little faded.
I'm gonna go up to him and go,
Wait. As you do that, you notice there are 2 pegs that are empty of, or there's 1 peg that is empty of a pair of mittens.
That I noticed had them on them before.
Yeah, it was full before.
I bring the 5 pairs over to Gath and say, there seems to be a pair missing.
He sits up straight and looks over there, kind of counts with his finger, because he took some. Okay. I'd have given him them if he had just answered truthfully. They're not going to do him much good out there at all. Okay.
I'm gonna say to the guy, I failed your little test. Fine. Great. You know what's worse? You all of a sudden magically changing your mind and be like, here you go.
He sits down. He has the 5 in front of them. The 5 pair in front of him. Has a small wooden box in front of him. Needles, dark wool thread, and bone awl. Some stuff of beeswax. And he starts threading something on the back of a pair. He looks up at you and says, I'm not trying to test you. I have the wrong picture up here. Where did that go? I have too many windows open all the time. He says, I'm not trying to test you. It's not a purity test. I'm not trying to determine your worth or your value or your effectiveness or your, or any of those things. What I'm trying to tell you is understanding your own heart and the things that you are afraid of losing or becoming will make you safer in the hollow. I'm going to work a stitch and 4 sets of gloves here. You can have an unstitched pair. And he says, if you have till I'm done to think through what is the thing that let's put it a different way. What is the thing you actually fear losing the most, or fear becoming the most, or fear failing the most? What is that thing for you? And he stitches through. Each glove, he stitches a pattern knot on the back of it, ties it down, seals it with beeswax. Pulls a thread through, draws it tight, ties it with his teeth, presses it down. He comes to the 5th pair. He says, have you thought more about it? What is it for you?
He just says, I gave you my best shot. That's all I got.
And what was it again?
Being useless. Why, like I said, I've lost many things that would undo people. Family actively working against everything that you've worked towards. Left everything that I've had, and then I joined the Jewel Run. Lost, or at least walked away from a lot. I've always been useful to the people that I'm with.
Like I told your friend, you're going to find yourself broken one day then. Because all of us are too weak sometimes. All of us are useless sometimes. And he says, I heard your friend's answers, and they travel with you. He said, I'll give you the stitch as well, but I cannot promise that it's going to work the same. These are, that I know of, there's nothing magical about these gloves. What I do know is those that are able to answer me truthfully make it through the hollow far more often than those that don't. He stitches through, ties it with his teeth, presses the wax down.
Does anybody else hear him say the stitches don't mean anything? Or is that just to me?
Hands you the mittens as well. He says they're yours. They may not, whatever it is about them may not work as well as your friends will, but take them anyway. You might be lucky.
put them on now because it's cold.
Okay. He asks before you go to leave, as you guys gather your things, he looks at each of you. He says, "Remember, half pace. Watch the snow. If it looks wrong, if it looks too smooth, go back the way you came until you come to the path that looks snow covered again." I would also say, don't forage, don't take anything out, don't dig, don't let your friend chop any trees down looking at Fjorkin. If you see her, she'll be in the trees, not in the path. Stand still, talk to her like she's a person. She was once. And for all that you can, keep your weapons sheathed. He goes and unlocks the door. He says, I bid you good speed. I mean, slow speed, but, good travel. And I hope to see, I hope I hope to hear of your success in making it through the Hollow.
Thank him for the shelter and the food and all the advice.
He goes, "Thank you for joining me and staying with me for an evening. I do enjoy listening." He lets you out. As you go out, he does lock the door behind him or behind you. And you're back outside again. It is early morning, 7 a.m. It is cold. It's a cold that you haven't seen in probably 1.5 or 2 months. The path from his yard leads out to the main path up the hill again. As you continue on past his fence, the world is white, not deep per se, maybe a finger's depth of dry powder over the needle bed. There's frost on every branch tip. There's breath in the air. The path is still visible, though. Sometimes it's just a gap in the trees. Sometimes it's just that there is a clear divot of where other people have walked before. But the trees are denser here, and dark on either side. You can hear your companions breathing. Sorry, I lost my spot there. You can hear your companions breathing behind you and in front of you. And as you continue to climb, the cabin gets smaller. Ahead, the path bends out of sight between the hemlocks to the right. How are you pacing yourself?
Go up front, or do you mean the speed?
I mean, either way. Yeah, like if you're going up front, how are you keeping what's your speed?
All the advice said to take it slow. So I'm not, there's intention, but also not dawdling.
Okay. As you're traveling, what are you doing? Like what else are you doing? Any of you?
My hands are pretty twitchy because I'm nervous, and normally if I'm nervous or like think something's going to happen, I've got weapons in my hands.
Also, I don't know if I made clear. These are mittens, not gloves.
He had
They're
his had like pulled
yes, this
out.
did.
Ours
These
aren't.
do not. These are mittens. Okay. Any Corvril, Grom, what are you doing?
I'm occasionally pulling off one of my mittens, and doing a prestidigitation with my hands to create a little flame, and more
Okay.
is much less about the heat from the flame, but more in terms of doing things with my hands and keeping myself
Hey,
entertained and
Corvoral,
warm.
you may not want to do magic while we're in here. If weapons are bad, you never know what could happen with your magic and how that's gonna turn against you. Like if it gets out of control or
Yeah.
whatever.
I find that I don't say this, I just think it. I find that comment annoying, but he's probably right. I don't like to agree, but I put my mint back on.
Shit. Usually Jorgen's right about strategy crap.
I'm just walking. I'm bringing up the rear, and walking slowly, and just kind of like looking off into the woods on either
Okay.
side, up into the
Alright.
trees specifically.
Okay. All right. As you walk, the snow does get deeper at times. You notice though, at no point do you see any trace of Ludwig's tracks anywhere. The wind that you heard last night is still there. It's not as strong. It is not the light breeze that you had yesterday, but it's not as strong as it was last night. Just once in the first hour, you do hear wolves again. They are actually farther away, it sounds, than it sounded like last night. Even last night you had walls and the wind behind you and they sounded farther away. This sounds far away. This sounds even farther away. You continue up into the hollow again. So what I'm going to need you to do is each of you to roll a survival check. Corvril, Grom, and Martok with advantage. Jorgen, just a straight normal survival check, please.
I'm using luck. That's it. I've got a -1 on that sucker. 17.
Sorry.
Maybe 16.
Glad you did with
Yeah,
advantage.
17.
Yeah, for real.
Okay, so Corvril got a 19.
Me too. I'm glad I did with advantage too.
Fjorkin got what Fjorkin got. Martok got 9. Did you get an? Oh, you got 17. Jorgen. Grom got 12. Okay. You continue on. A couple of times you You hear some things in the woods. At no point do you really see any movement, though, other than the wind, for the first hour or so of walking. Do another roll, please.
For survival.
Same thing, yes.
All
Still
of us?
advantage.
All of you, same advantage, disadvantage thing that we did before. And just is that 22, 9, 13, and 12? Right?
I had
Okay.
9.
Okay.
My kid may just have fallen out of bed. Hold on. Or
Okay.
keep going, but
I'll roll
Did
for
not
you.
pass the survival check.
Hopefully she did. Just you after about a half an hour notice that you get to a spot where you notice that the snow is blown away from a spot, and directly in front of you is bare green grass. And ahead of you as well is what appears to be a path, and it's almost as if the snow beside it has been moved aside, not with a shovel, but with a broom.
I stop and pause for a moment.
Is this what we were warned against?
As I look down, does it continue to be cleared, or does like the snowy path restart further down?
As you look up, it continues to look clear. There is snow ahead, but it's not blowing.
You warned us about snow that was too perfect, I thought.
Mm-hmm.
Not pushed aside.
Maybe to be safe, we should retrace our steps just a little bit to see if we've missed something.
That sounds smart.
Okay.
Let's go back a bit then.
Okay. You go back. Give me. We're gonna do another. And you can do this time either perception or survival, with the same advantage, disadvantage, whatever.
mine wasn't disadvantage, right? It's just not advantage.
Non-advantage, normal. Actually, I think, Sean, the music playing right now is the Windhelm music. Or I think it's the one that usually plays when you're in Skyrim, like way up north, towards the north. Anyhow, perfect.
I can't hear it at all.
Really?
Yeah, even when I turn you up, like.
Yeah, I don't hear it.
There we go.
Oh, save us, Corporal and girl.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you're gonna.
Okay. Yeah, you guys realized you had gone probably a half an hour in the wrong direction. Okay, but
Yikes.
you continue back down, find what appears to be the actual proper snowed, though snowed over path. Give me one more roll, please.
Same deal.
Same deal.
Are you saying survival or perception, or are you saying survival?
This one's survival.
Oh, I did the wrong one then. Hold on. Let me do survival.
Okay, you continue up the hollow. This time, as you're continuing up, you do hear wolves, but closer this time. And you hear them on both sides of the path. 1 second here.
Hey, Jason, I don't have a ton
Yeah.
more in me, just to say.
Okay. All right. You Jorgen, just for a moment, as you peer through the trees, you see what you think is an elven woman standing in the deep woods. You just catch a glimpse of her, but as you think over what you notice, there is a sense of she's watching the five of you walk through her home.
In Elvish, I'll say.
1 second. I need different music. Okay. That piece never needs to never play again. Go ahead.
In Elvish, I'll say, "Hi, friend."
You say that, and as you say it and step on the other side of a tree, she is no longer there. Your other companions have not seen her and just have heard you speak out loud for the first time in a while. What is y'all's reaction?
Well,
And
I'm also going
especially
to, when she's gone, I'm going to say, "Bye, friend."
okay.
I look in the.
And
I
stop
try to.
moving.
I look in the direction of where he is speaking, trying to figure
You
out.
also, just for a moment, catch a glimpse of her. Long blonde hair, ragged cloth hanging from her. Her eyes really kind of bore into your own.
My lady, we mean no harm.
As you stare, she fades from view. I'm going to need another survival roll from each of you. Same setup.
Oof.
Oof. Yeah.
Okay, I've not rolled Fjorkins yet, but to have success, Fjorkin needs to roll a 19 or higher.
You roll it public.
You got a 13.
Whoopsie.
You again, after about a half an hour, notice that. Well, actually, give me 1 second here. I'm gonna do a group roll for you guys for perception. Just normal. Oh, you did actually really well on that. Okay. You notice again after a half an hour that you have veered off, and you are catching more glimpses of her, and she is, every time you glimpse her, she is seeming closer before you come to another patch where it is almost as if the snow has been brushed off the path again.
Does it? Do we perceive that it's the same?
Yeah, it's not the same, but it's the same kind of thing.
But we don't think that we're in the same place. We haven't.
You're
somehow...
not. No. It's not. You look around. It's not the same trees. It's the same phenomenon.
If we need to turn back.
I call out into the woods, Lady of this hollow, we only hope to pass. Please allow us to pass.
You are met by wolves, the sound of wolves far closer, and one steps out right in front of the path where you're headed. And it doesn't growl, but it stares at you, Martok, as the lead.
Mm.
And takes a strong step toward you.
And slowly going to hold my hands out wide, palms forward, and take a step back.
Do you have any keys to give it?
And what?
Your rotten maggot cheese.
Oh. I might, actually.
Yeah, I don't think you're supposed to be up here.
Did it respond to my stepping back?
Oh, it when it came out to look at you, its tail was rigid, straight back, rigid. As you do that, it doesn't wag its tail, but its tail just moves slowly back and forth. Give me an animal handling check.
Do I finally get to use
Martok.
It?
You don't have any idea what that means.
But I have +1.
You remember... Okay, here's the thing. You remember that wolves do certain things when they're angry and threatened versus not, but you don't remember what those things are, and you don't remember what this is. You notice its mouth is closed. It is not baring its teeth.
Mm-hmm. I am going to slowly kneel down, keeping my hands, palms up out wide.
Okay. It doesn't move, but you see the woman the elf woman materialize behind it.
Mm-hmm.
And she also stares toward you and the rest of the group. Who is so you're up front, Grom is in the back. Who is after Martok?
I'll,
Orville. What?
I'm after him.
Okay, give me an animal handling as well. And
Regular.
an Arcana after that.
Oh man.
You don't. You're like, oh, is this a wolf?
Yeah, right.
No.
It's a +4, y'all.
Yikes.
Man, you were not bringing up the good rolls when you really need them. Her eyes are harder than they have been. And you also notice that the wind itself has died down to nothing.
My lady, our abilities have failed us, but our hearts are true. We ask that you allow us to pass.
You give me a wisdom saving throw, please.
Me?
Yes. You get an image in your mind of not just Muffindale ablaze. You get an image of the shrine that your mother tends ablaze. You get an image, it flashes from that to an image of the home that you grew up in ruins. Of a bare foot. Not an adult barefoot, but a child's barefoot sticking out from underneath the rubble. The child moves and picks itself up. And you see a small, blonde half-elf that looks like your father if he was blonde and small. Walk with tears streaming down her face to the shrine and shrieking into the shrine, crying, and you hear the child's voice say, yelling, "Mommy, don't go. Daddy, don't go." And you're back to yourself staring this specter in the eyes. With your wisdom save, it does not wreck you, but you understand what Gat was getting at when he was conjuring the feeling of what loss means. Also on an 18, you are not mistaken. This is not some disembodied version of your little sister or anything like that is standing in front of you. She was giving you a vision of what loss would feel for you and what she is not looking. You also get kind of a slap back of she is not looking for true hearts. She is looking for hearts that know how to understand what mourning, mourning, is.
I bow my head.
What is anyone else doing?
I fall to my knees and bow my head.
Okay.
I mean,
So at this point, we came up to a second point where we needed to backtrack from, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, so we need to backtrack. So I'm going to start backtracking.
I love the range here. It's perfect. It was great.
You
great.
keep bowing your head. I'm
Are
not
you
mourning
saying?
yet.
Are you saying anything?
Me or him?
Anyone?
I'm not. I'm making enough noise to where it's clear that I'm heading back in the direction we came from.
Okay.
so wait, did we see that? What?
No. Only Corporal saw that.
Okay. Well, yeah, I'm just gonna walk the other way. I'm sorry. I was back in. I was like in and out. My internet's been real dumb tonight.
That's right. I understand.
Whenever Greg saw Martok saw the wolf, how did that resolve itself?
He dropped to his knees with his arms out, as if he showing that he I think, right, Greg, showing that you don't have your weapon in your hand or not being threatening.
Yeah, and then it just disappeared.
No,
went
it's still
back
there.
into the woods?
It's still there, and the specter is behind it. Sorry, I should have.
But that's the direction that they are. That's the direction we need to go. Correct?
You were headed up to the wrong
giving us
path.
the signs.
You were headed up the wrong path, and she is standing in front of the wrong path.
Okay, I thought she was in front of when we turned around to go the other way. Hi, friend. I get an Elvish again. Guess we went the wrong way again. Hi, friend.
You, as you do that, give me also a wisdom saving throw.
I'm going to use my heroic inspiration. That's worse.
You you get she locks eyes with you as well as you shout to her. Bye, friend. Your vision is of a family of a human family. All of them with bright red hair. Much like your hair, Sean Miller, not Jorgen. They are. It's not just a family. It is a clan. It is a group of families gathering together. There are banners. There is food. There are picnic tables. There is there is joy with the family of mostly redheads. There are some that have dark black hair, brown hair, but are welcomed in all, clearly welcomed in the same. Give me 1 second. And as you, really, it is a little bit. There is as many non-redheads, but the redheads dominate the gathering. As they are eating and clearly enjoying being together. Sorry, I'm trying to find a piece. There, in a moment, you see all of their faces go slack. All of them, to a man, to a child, and you see a child that looks very much like you did as a child, and you see a mother, a redheaded mother who looks just like your mother. And in a moment from enjoyment to blank, you see her wake up. You see her eyes go bright again. Not wake up. You see her eyes go bright, and in a moment she turns and grabs the child by the neck and begins to strangle the child. And the child looks in her eyes, and your own vision broadens, and you see everywhere. Every person in this family that has red hair is brutalizing every member that doesn't. And across this glade, you see children, grandparents, mothers, fathers attacking the ones they were there celebrating just moments before. And you see it play out almost in slow motion and almost in fast speed and you see the aftermath of all of these people looking confused and in horror at the violence that they have caused, knowing that they have done it, and remembering in some sense who they were and who these people were to them. And you see an entire family disperse into the woods, all weeping as they come to terms with what they've done. With your roll of a 7 and a 2, you, Jorgen, find yourself also on your knees and also weeping, crying for the first time in probably, you're 27 or 17, probably in 10 years. It's the first time you have found yourself crying. In experiencing and seeing loss in a way that you thought that you were bulwarked against. Martok, to
Yes.
you. You are the only one not weeping or backing away.
I'm going to start backing away.
How are you doing this?
I'm still facing the wolf, slowly standing up and just gonna keep backing away. And trying to observe its reactions as I'm doing.
Okay, as you do that, she locks eyes with you as well. Give me one more wisdom saving throw, please.
Wisdom saving throw.
Jeez, don't take
Holy
a play out of
crap.
my book.
Take your
Use-
inspiration.
I'm gonna take
Do
my
roll it
heroic
ag-
inspiration.
Yes, please do.
Yeah.
There we go. You still do have a vision. You have a vision of an elf, young elf girl, blonde, and an elf boy with dark hair riding on the back of a cart through a mountain valley. And the cart stops. Their mother and father are with them. They get out. They have a picnic in this valley. And as they're enjoying their picnic, a snowstorm rolls in. And the children have been playing in the woods, and a snowstorm rolls in and starts to batter the wagon they're in, and starts to batter the people. It is sleet, it is hail, and the parents are looking everywhere for their children. They find the boy and scoop him up and put him in the wagon, and you see them. There's snow coming down and hail coming down. The father gets hit in the head with a hailstone and almost knocks him cold. The horse starts to falter, and the mother, in a panic, snaps the horse, grabs the father, and the cart rolls off up through this rising valley over a mountain. And you see the small girl curled under a log, crying and afraid. You see her get colder and colder and colder until her breath stops. You see a flash of spring and winter and summer, spring and winter and summer, spring and winter and summer. Not that way around. Winter, spring, summer, winter, spring, summer. And you see a young elf man come back to where the girl died and encounter an elf specter, that, like the one you're looking at. And you see him wearing a pair of red and gold mittens as he lays a flower next to the body, what is now the skeleton of his sister. And see him walk back down the valley and start to chop down a tree to start building a small cabin at the bottom of the valley. You, with your 15, maintain your composure, realizing that you have seen the story of Fahate and Gat, and what is known as Detweiler Hollow. As you back up, you grab the shoulders of your weeping companions and back away with them, back to the main path, and ascend up into the rest of Detweiler Hollow, getting all 20s on your survival checks because Josh is tired and we only had one more set of these to go through. After about 7 hours, after about 5 hours of travel, you get to the top of the ridge. You come up into a saddle between two rocky shoulders. There's no marker, there's no warning. As each of you takes a step, then another step, and a third step, the cold just ends. Behind you, the white forest, fog of breath and hemlock and is dense overhead. Ahead of you is a late spring afternoon, coming in towards evening. Sunlight slants through the hardwood leaves. Through the hardwood and hemlock leaves. Bird song, warm air rising from the rock under your feet. The path continues on through some ordinary woods, and you hear water somewhere, and you can feel yourself for the first time today not shivering. The trail widens slowly back out onto a road as it meets up with another road coming up from below and continues along to a ridge. The forest is mixed hardwoods again, and through a series of switchbacks, you see a slope opens up. And you see the first of Nana's Watch ahead of you, ringed in mist. And the town of Tersburg, just 4 miles away up the slope. And we'll call it there.